Welcome to a new episode of Apex Race. In this episode we will go again Swedish with the Volvo XC60 T6 Recharge. It's a hybrid, a plug-in hybrid from Volvo. We will check out the exterior, the interior, and then we will go for a quick test drive with the Volvo XC60. So have fun and enjoy. So the side view of the XC60, we could say, some people maybe would say that's just a higher V60, a little bit SUV-like-ish, but actually the length is a little bit shorter than the V60. And what I personally like is that here, the bigger brother, the XC90, has a really boxy design, so we don't have like here that angle, it just goes down. And the smaller XC40, it has like some weird things here in the back, which I personally don't like. So from the current Volvo lineup, I like the XC60 the most. So I guess that's the reason that's my current daily driver. Also see that we have here a plug-in hybrid, a recharge version. Here we can go with the cable and recharge the very small battery. The Volvo XC60 is 4.68 meters long, has a height of 1.65 meters and a wheelbase of 2.86 meters. The width without mirrors is 1.99 meters. Mirrors including is 2.11 meters. The weight is 2,099 kilograms. From the design, the Volvo is a little bit edgy, but also with some other design elements. For example, we have here a little line which is getting more and more edgier to the end, and in the beginning it's more round. Then on the arch wheels we have like here this, I don't even know how to call it, but it looks like a little bit goofy actually. Then we have in the doors also some design elements, maybe to stiffen them up, to break up the real long doors, make it more dynamic. And also on that trim here we have in the back door the Recharge logo. Let's check out the front of the Volvo XC60. My favorite view of point, and I like the really long hood which is going down, like going through the air. Also some nice design elements here. We have like one edge here, a second edge here, so it's like a little bit in the middle, it's a little bit higher. On the edges it's a little bit lower, so you have like something like as the cars in the 30s and 40s had, like the fenders were not on the same level as the hood, so the fenders were a little bit deeper. Then the lights, really good full LED light system. I like that a lot, and we will see it also later. I think this is the first headline assistant which in my opinion really works, but other people have also other opinions. We have also a cleaning system here, and very nice here a Volvo logo. I mean, we have the inscription line here, so it's a little bit more luxurious. If you would have the R line, then the chrome would be black, it's more sporty, but we have here more luxury. And we have also the cleaning for the lights. And a little bit sad is that we don't have here fog lights. Actually, we have a button for the front fog lights in the interior, but there are no fog lights. I don't know why Volvo removed them or didn't implement them. Maybe some of you know it. Let me know in the comment box. Then this big Volvo grille, really nice. Here the camera, the front camera, and also a splitter down below. And here are the parking sensors. So overall the front of the XC60, I personally like that a lot. Let's check out the back of the XC60, and as I mentioned from the side, we have a little bit steeper angle here. So just a design element, of course, then you cannot place so much things inside. What I like that manufacturers going to that, you have like not a logo, but like just the written brand name on the back. I like that. Also we have here the XC60 and the T6 all-wheel drive Recharge logo on that side. So from the back we know it's like a plug-in hybrid. Then we have here these two openings. It looks sporty, also with the chrome elements here, but I mean, I think we all know that it's fake, but it appears nice to the overall design. Also the tail lights, I like this L design, and I have to say that's an older XC60 indication light is only here, a very small light, and I think, I don't know if the other drivers didn't saw me or they just wanted not to get me into the lane, but maybe it was too small, and the reason why Volvo changed it for a sequential LED light, which is taking that part here, the new improved taillights from Volvo. We have here the 19-inch rims. You can get it also a little bit bigger. 20-inch rims are also available, and also a little bit smaller. What I heard also that the 20-inch rims are like too big for the wheels, so it's getting not so comfortable. And I think, in my personal opinion, maybe 18 would be too small, and then you would have too much tire. So I think the 19 inches are the perfect combination between like nice looking and also comfort. I think one of the coolest features of the current Volvo generation lineup are the headlights, and especially what Volvo calls Thor's hammer. And this is like the indicator in the front, like you see the T-shaped, looks like a little bit like a hammer. And then if we, for example, open the car, you see here is the indication light and also the daily driving light integrated. So it in my opinion, it looks really cool on the side. And here on the right, you need to flip some yellow thingy, and then the hood is open. It's not so huge as from the XC90. The XC90 is a real tank, but also quite big. And we see our 4-cylinder engine and the electric engine, and even like this is Volvo sign of quality or sound detonation. The cover of the engine is not just hard plastic, it feels like foam, so that reduces a lot the noises which the 4-cylinder gasoline engine produce. The battery has a capacity of 11.6 kilowatts, and we have a 70 liters gas tank. The 2-liter petrol engine, it's turbo and supercharged with direct fuel injection. It produces 186 kilowatts at 5,500 RPM or 253 horsepower. The maximum Newton meters are 350 at 1,700. The electric engine produces 87 horsepower or 65 kilowatts with 240 Newton meters. So in total we have something around 330 horsepower. The T6 Recharge is the lowest output. There is also a T8 and a T8 Polestar, which produces 245 kilowatts or 333 horsepower, plus additional the 87 from the electric engine. So it's 410 horsepower. Welcome inside the Volvo XC60, and the first feeling you have when you're getting in, let's say it, a luxury brand, is that you're feeling very good. Actually, You feel the materials, even you don't touch it, you just see it, and it automatically makes something in your head that you feel more comfortable, more relaxed, a little bit also astonished, and that's the same feeling you get in the XC60 when you're getting the first time in. The dashboard, it's actually the same for every Volvo right now. The design language is the same. Some people would say it's like a little bit IKEA. In my opinion, the overall design is very plain and not too stylish, not like to play it around with too many elements. It's like plain, a little bit of design, small details, which I will show you later. Sometimes less is more, and I think that's the language of the current Volvo design and also in the XC60. We have here a very nice combination of black leather seats, and Volvo in the future will not produce any leather seats anymore. The leather, actually, I like it. It's more like not too fine. It's more like raw leather, and you see like really the pattern of the leather on the seats, which I think gives you a little bit more also of grip when you're sitting there. Recently I drove also leather seats which were very, very smooth, and you were like you couldn't get any grip. They looked very nice, but there was no grip, and you were like sliding away, and that is not the case in the Volvo seats. Also from the design, I think the seats looking a little bit like race seats, very thin, but on the other hand very comfortable, so big plus to Volvo for the seats. Also, one interesting thing I never saw something like before are the floor mats, and the floor mats are also very rough. The material is very rough. If you glide with the hand over it, it doesn't feel so good, but maybe the Volvo engineers thought, hey, dirt is sticking better to stuff like that and it's easier to clean or so. I don't know, but never saw something like that before. Also, the Swedish flag we will find on the passenger seat. Speaking about details, that is like this little thing which makes things nicer. Then we have also wood trim here. Actually, I don't know what tree it is. Maybe you can help me out. I'm not such a maybe ash or so, but I personally like more darker colors, but I think that's fine with black leather and this wood. Overall, everything is like padded here. Even the armrest is padded in leather, and it's not so like we have just a thin layer. It's like really cushioned. You can have the arm all day here. It's really, really nice also on that side. So very, very plus. And I mean, comfort wise, I'm 1.80 meter and I can really be lazy. Have my arm here, the other elbow there, and then I'm holding with two hands the steering wheel, which I know it's not such a good thing, but I'm not doing that very often. But here in the Volvo I can actually do it and also adjust the steering wheel a little bit in the front to me and comfortably have the armrests here, the elbow rest, and drive very, very safety with two hands on the wheel. And I mean, that's all about the Volvo, a synonym for safety and safe cars. Let's face it. But to the safety systems we will come later also. But let's check out like the materials first and the interior and the design. So on the left we have everything, of course, power windows, power mirrors, which comfort mode automatically also flips in when you close the car. Down below we have some space for different things, also for bottles. So big bottles, they have some problems, like 1 liter perfect, fits perfect. We have the Harman Kardon sound system here with the middle system. There is like the Wilkins, I think Wilkins is the brand name, yeah. It's a little bit better. or higher in the price, and you have like also a speaker in the center of the dashboard, a round ball, which indicates, okay, you have like the highest trim of the sound system. But the Harman Kardon, later more to that. Then we have like an aluminum grip here, very nice real aluminum. Memory function for the seats, and close and open the doors from here, and also child safety to lock the back doors and windows, which actually I'm using to prevent that the dogs are opening the windows themselves. So they are so smart, they can do that. Maybe one annoying thing about the materials of the Volvo, or all the Volvos I saw before, is that here it's on one thing it's good that it's like rough, but on the other I have all the time like white spots, and actually it's not that my hygiene is not so good. I mean, everywhere in the car when somebody is sitting there is like this white spots, and I mean, I don't know why in that position, because I mean, you're opening here, and why are there spots here? So I don't know if that's just my Volvo, but if you also have like such experience, let me know in the comment box. On the left we have or all the ventilation system is also very nice. We have some black chrome frame around it, and then we can very open and close it, like flipping it. You hear the click. So that helps you to know if it's open or closed. Also around the dashboard we have also here this aluminum trim. I would say that's actually plastic, but it looks really nice. We see here like the Swedish flag in the plastic chrome frame of the dashboard. It's just on that side and nowhere else. Down below we have the adjustment for the main display, the brightness we can do, and then we have a button to open the trunk. If we hold that, it automatically is open, and then we have a second button which opens the gas filler. What is a little bit sad, what the XC90 has and the XC60 doesn't, is a small box or like case for like sunglasses, so there is no additional space here, and actually up here is also no space, so you have to lay down here your sunglasses here or even here. So maybe in the future Volvo will implement that here. As you saw, we have the manual adjustment here for the steering wheel, and we have light lever also with the automatic high beam lights here. So actually, as I said, the first system, I think it really works. On the right we have the wipers, also of course automatic wipers, with you have like to press the button here and then the automatic activates. Actually a nice idea. Normally you have to switch it somewhere in some position and you don't know which position it is, and here you just click the button and you know it. In the middle we have the steering wheel. On the left we have our cruise control, adaptive cruise control, or even pilot active, which turns automatically for you up to a speed of 130 kilometers. On the right we have the board computer, the multimedia system, and the voice control, which is not really working very well, in my opinion. Terrible. I don't use it at all. Then in the middle we have the multimedia system, the big screen. Nothing is anymore controlled through buttons. All the climate things are in the center, and you have to get used to it. We will check that also later. Then we have some buttons left here for just play and pause, or like next station, and the defroster for the windows, and its hazard lights we have there. Then in the middle console, unfortunately it's not padded in leather, it's just like plastic, but you have the feeling it's like higher quality plastic, but maybe you hear it when I move it. It squeezes and you have the noises of plastic. Then after that wood trim here, we have no ashtray anymore, just some space, and yeah, this fake cigarette lighter, which doesn't even say cigarette lighter, just 12 volt. So we have still our 12 volt access, and down below on the button we have some rubber that if you lay in some coins or whatever, it will not move around. Nice thing is, here behind that I think there's a spring, and just push it a little bit and then it glides automatically back. We have here the induction charging for the mobile phone. Unfortunately for my Samsung S21 it's not working always. I tried it with the iPhone and that works flawless. So I tested the Samsung in another car, in a BMW, and there it's working also flawless. So I don't know, maybe Volvo and Samsung, they have like some kind of fight. Next to it we have the, we can say, gear stick, and we see it's like crystal. I think actually it's plastic, but it looks like crystal, and there is like something inside. We see Ore Force Sweden and then a Polar beer, and that gear shifter, you know what I mean. It shows us that we have the inscription line here, no other like signature or whatever. That is the sign we have the inscription. Like the normal working one, it's the base line, and then like a black short one, it's the R line, and we have here the inscription. Only 3 modes: reverse, neutral, drive. The parking is just a button, which actually makes sense. I mean, for what to move in that position, it's electronically, you just hit the button. Then the very, very unique or uncommon start engine stop switch, not a button, doing things different. Yeah, personally I don't know how to feel it about that. I don't have so much opinion about that, but it's like in nice black with the chrome around it. It has a nice haptic with this diamonds. Also some diamonds pattern. The drive mode, also a little bit weird. You can actually move it. To activate it, you have to press it and then it's activated. Then we have the e-brake, of course electronic, and then a button for the automatic e-brake. And then we have here cup holders, also with some rubber, and we can remove that rubber, and down below we have just plain plastic. But if we don't like it, we have also here a jalousie, I would call it a Rolo, also in this nice wood trim, but here is no spring, so we can adjust it to whatever position we would like. Just if we have a mobile phone, we can cover the cup holders and then like have the mobile phone here. The armrest, we have just one position in the armrest, and also the rubber thingy on that. 2 charging ports here for USB, I think it's A, yeah, A, the normal standard old one, and one has a like white frame around it, so that indicates if you would like to mirror something or use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, then you have to use the white one. It connects to the multimedia system. And if you just would like to charge something, then you use the other one, and that's for pure charging. So then we of course have some mirrors, sun visors and lights, and also a card holder here. Then the passenger has also the same, also a card holder. We have some microphones here, and then we have this panoramic roof. We can open and close it through that button. You have to, feel it. Then we have LED lights in the front for the driver, passenger, both, and an automatic mode. And then we have like the SOS button here and the Volvo on call assistant button on the right. And then we have like this big IntelliSafe system in the middle, which is like the radar and all the safety stuff. When the system is turning on, booting, then you have a checklist from the IntelliSafe system what systems are online. So we have like a glove box, which is quite big, I would say, but you don't have things like to make your life easier. No pen holder, no card holder, no coins, nothing, just a pure, quite big two-level glove box. Of course, the seats are electric powered and adjusted in like every way you would like to have, with the support for the sides to move also the front here a little bit upward for the underlegs. So very, very nice. Let's check out the multimedia screen. For that we have to activate the car, and then the system is loading up. You see like this nice dots, and you see the profile. Then everything is like loading. Of course we can switch the profile here and also use the orange key, which is like you can limit different functions or even speed. So if you are afraid that somebody will go too fast, then you can use that. Here is the GPS system. Actually, I don't use it at all. It's like, for me, the graphic is old. The system is like the 3D. You see, I see here more sky than road. When I have to use it, I use the 2D system, and it's not precise, it's slow. And what I really don't like about the screen is like the sensitivity. When I, for example, I connect my mobile phone with it, it's getting, you see, Android Auto, and for example I can go now to here to Android Auto. Here now, I mean now it's like it's working, but if you, for example, want to like to switch, you see I'm clicking on that and it goes up. I mean, I don't understand that. It's like I have to really be like super precise on what I'm clicking here, and then it's like activating. Sometimes when you just click to zoom something, then it scrolls up or it's not working so well. For my opinion, it's a little bit, not precise or too sensitive, I don't know. Anyway, the new Volvos, all the navigation will be based on Android. That will be gone, don't worry about that. Here we have like this all multimedia system. We have DAB. In Germany, we have like library, we have Bluetooth, so that is working, everything is working fine. Then we have like the telephone, you can connect, switch between different devices, so that is also working very nice. And then the last row here, we have different things. For example, if I go for the car performance, you see that's my average fuel consumption, and it's also very limited. It's just like that view. We see here in the top petrol, the gas, and down below the electric thing. And also you see like here a small drop, which means that the petrol engine is working, and here the thunder, then the electric engine. And also when electric is recharging, we see here some symbols. That's actually, we have like one screen here, one screen there for the apps. You see I've downloaded some apps here like weather, and it takes some time. Even I have like the internet. I mean, otherwise you have to connect it through your phone. I have like the SIM card here, and then we see like the temperature for the week, for 24 hours, stuff like that. And also we have like a third screen, which are the assistants. You can choose between the different assistants here and have to activate them. Also the charging, if you would like, through the petroleum engine, you would like to produce electricity, you have to push that button and then the battery is charging. So overall it's not working perfectly, it's very limited, but it's okay. As you see all the symbols here, for example, I have here the SIM card, and it has like, funny thing, the telephone has not so much connection as the SIM card, so I guess the modem in the car is stronger as on my phone. You can of course all the sound systems, you can optimize it for the driver, for the passengers, you can the bass, the subwoofer, everything you can adjust. You have also what's here, the download center, and it automatically scans if there are new updates for the system, for the apps, for the navigation, so you can download it here. If you move it down, then you have like the settings, and then you can also set up everything in your car, in the navigation, media, stuff like that. I will not tell you too much into detail about that because yeah, it takes a lot of time. Also, you have here down below, you see that here is the climate control. I can activate that here. I need to activate the car. And you see here is I can go on max or only on the back, air conditioning, or close it. Then I can use it here to increase the temperature, to synchronize it. So that's nice. It's quick. Also the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. It's nice, it's quick. That is doing right now what it should do after 11,000 kilometers. So I mean, I don't know how that will behave with 100,000 kilometers. Yeah, that's the main screen. I mean, if you have like any special questions, let me know in the comment box. So let's check out the main screen, the speedometer. So it's black and we have to activate it with the start-stop engine switch. And on the left we have the speedometer, also like how many kilometers we did. In the top, the degrees, the time, and we see the car in the middle. After a time it will switch, and on the right we have like this hybrid mode. We are in P hybrid, and then we can go to neutral D, and you see this bar moved up a little bit. It indicates that we are now the hollow drop. It's showing that we are in electric mode, and here we have the recuperation mode, like the brake, and then I can go. Now the drop was full and we are like using the electric engine. We can go for power, then we have like a rev meter. We can go off-road. You see it's like limited with the speed. It's just to 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers. Then we can go for constant all-wheel drive, and then we can go also for pure, which means we will drive only electric. Here you can see this adaptive cruise control, and I mean pilot assist. Then you have this wheel. When it's active it's like green. When you need to grip it, then it's yellow, and it's like red when it's like deactivated or like getting deactivated. Here is the car, and then you can also adjust the distance where it should brake. Now in the middle we have the navigation also to the main screen, and I think that's helpful. The main system is not so good. You can switch here between the map, multimedia, the radio, and then like nothing. Maybe you can see here the head-up display, and it shows like different things like the speed and also the speed limit, but also the navigation will be displayed. And I mean, it's not the newest system, but I think it helps a lot. If you would like to connect your Volvo to the internet through a SIM card, on the passenger side in the leg space there is this little plastic thingy with the SIM card symbol. Behind that you can plug in the SIM card, and there is the Volvo modem which connects you to the internet. I would say that's from the front of the Volvo XC60. And let's go and check the back seats. The feeling we had also in the front, it's getting also in the back. And it's an XC60, so it's not a huge car, but you have a lot of space here. I mean, look at that. I'm 1.80 meters and I have so much space for the knees and for the legs, because as I said, the seats are very, very thin, and you have like also some space here additional for the knees. We have here a net, we can store things. We have my favorite thing, we have an armrest here, and then also a little bit of like side support. You can use the headrest, glide a little bit in the seat, and then let you drive through the country. It's very, very comfortable. We have here a little bit of storage space here, and also cup holders for different beverages. I mean, maybe for 3 persons it would be a little bit tight, but for 2 persons in the back, perfect. We have some LED lights here. We have this Volvo locking mechanism for the net, which is very, very practical. We have also a grip, and here some hooks. Of course, power windows, this aluminum opener, the speaker integrated here, also a little bit space in the grip, also leather padded, the armrest, and some space down below for like, yeah, bottles. And even that's a small point of detail. Normally you will have like the opening, which is also very soft. It's not like hard plastic. Normally in other car manufacturers, the more you're getting down below car door, then the harder gets the plastic. I mean, of course, because you are touching it with the feet and you don't feel it with your hands, but not in the Volvo. It's also very, very soft, and the inside of this opening, it's also not just plastic. No, it's like there is also some fabric to avoid like rattling. If something is inside and it's getting against the plastic, you get like noises, and Volvo engineers said no, we will put some fabric sound detonation inside that it will no rattle. So that's something I said, the little details make the difference. Then we have a, it looks like a cardan tunnel, but actually we have a front drive and electric drive, so I guess it has something to do with the battery or electric engine. Then we have a charging port. From design perspective, it looks a little bit lost and not so nice, where I think back in the days were the ashtrays. Here now it's like, actually it looks very cheap. Opening for the USB-C charging ports, and then there is like the spring, and then you have to flip it actually down and not like above, and then you can use the USB-C charging port. So you need like 2 cables, USB-A and C if you're in the back, C in the front, A. Then we have some space here for, you can put down some coins there or cards or whatever actually, and we have heated seats. If we would have like the climate control in the back also, there would be like a display, and then you can steer the climate controls here in the back. Overall, we have this beautiful sunroof, and the back passengers will get also more light. Look in the stars and look in the sky, have a nice view. Also, here we have microphone, and in the headliner we have speakers. So very, very loaded. And we have also in the B column we have a ventilation which we can steer, and another hook for like jackets. A lot of room, space, maybe not so practical things, but I think, as I said, it's like designed, plain design, not so practical. Also the XC60 before, it was very designish, even more designish than this one, but a very, very nice car, I would say. Let's check how much trunk left with so much space in front. Let's take a closer look in the trunk of the Volvo XC60, and we have here this comfort feature, which is sometimes working, sometimes not. Let's see if in presentation purposes it will work. So foot down below, and of course it's not working like always for the camera. Now it worked. But if it would not work. We have 3 methods to open the trunk. Method number 1, we just use the little grip here besides the camera. Method number 2, we use the button in the front, we hold it longer. And number 3, we are just holding the button here on the key a little bit longer, and then the trunk is opening. So in total 4 methods to open the trunk. And the first thing what I see here is that cover, and actually personally I don't like it so much. It rolls up here and theoretically you have to access to everything. I'm personally the guy which is like sliding inside, not upwards. So of course you can release it here and then you have to hold it and with like slide it here. But in that time it could fly around and you see it's like falling down. So you have to move it that way. I think it's not designed to do it, but I'm just doing that. We have a very flat surface, which is in my opinion good. Some cars have a very deep one, so you have like the first border here, obstacle, and then you have to go down. Not here in the XC60, very flat. Of course down below we have a lot of things here, and actually what you see also, we are missing here a kind of holder shock thing. We can use this hook, flip that down and use this hook to attach it, for example for the rubber, and then it holds in that way. But yeah, I guess it's not so convenient and luxurious as it should be in such a car, and I have no idea why that happened. But a nice test you saw here is like a sensor, and it avoids to squeeze my head. So we have a compressor, no spare tire, we have a big battery, and the only tools we have is this hook if somebody needs to pull us. And actually that space here is for the charging cable. And we received such a very nice bag for the charging cable. We can put our charging cable inside here, and then we have here this nice Volvo logo in rubber, so waterproof. We can go shopping with our charging cable. But the charging cable we are using here is a normal 230 volt household cable. So we need like another cable, and these cables have different length and they are quite heavy. So we need like a second bag or a second cable in total. And for that we have something like that here. And then we have like going around with 2 cables, or 1 cable at least, to charge our 35 kilometers hybrid engine. And now there's no space for this cable, so we have to leave it in the bag. And I have to say to you, it's a pain to load it in this bag, so I did it just for the camera. Normally it flies here somewhere around and it looks messy, so I would say nobody is doing that. And of course it's taking a little bit of space. One maybe practical thing, we have here a net, we can store our thingies there. Then we have a 12 volt access here, also some hooks to attach things in the back, in the front, and then also small plastic hooks for the grocery. And we have also here, if we transport something longer, we can just open this latch and then let things in. Overall, I would say we have a big trunk. We have much space in the front, much space in the back, and we have a big trunk. I would say the XC60 is very nice, check out also the review of the XC90, because the XC90 has 2 seats in the back, and if you would like to laugh, check out how I'm trying to get into the back seats. But one thing before that, I will show you that mentioned net, and it looks messy, but actually it's very practical. So you are just folding that here, and then you can use this hooks here or in the front to attach that. Of course you can adjust the length, and then in the roof you have these openings, and then you move it here, and when you don't need it, then press just the button, and then you can fold it again. It has also a zip. Actually, I don't know for what that zip is, but we will find that out together. Here is the zip, and then we can zip it together. And I have no idea what it is. I think just to make things nicer. If we, for example, no idea. Maybe you know it, let me know for what that zip is and for what to combine that. Maybe to roll it nicer together, that everything looks very clean. And to flip the seats, of course you have to get inside a little bit, push down here some thingies, and then remove the cover. Here are the thingies, you have to move them, and then they will release that here, and then you can flip it. There are grips here in the back seat, and you can just press it forward. You hear the electric noises, so the headrest is automatically flipping inside, and then you can let them fly inside, and then you have really huge amount of space. You can even sleep inside if you like. And then we need to close it, and we have 2 buttons. Just close the back or close the whole car. That's the second button. And then we have also grips here if this automatic thing is not working. And through this automatic system, I mean, normally you know it, maybe when you have like a stuffed car with everything inside and you're just smashing the trunk down. It works when you're doing that manual, not when you're doing that electric. So I had some small pieces on this rubber, and yeah, the hatch was not closing, because as you saw with the example with my hat, such small things can avoid to close it. And I saw actually a couple of days ago a driver with an open hatch. Even it was displayed in the main display that the hatch is open, the driver didn't realize that. So look out for this electric hatches. So the first thing you have to use to it is, like, of course, this switching button. It's not like pressing, it's like turning in the middle, and when you turn it, the car is actually on, but you don't hear any engine noises, because of course we are in a hybrid, and we put it like in D or like in B, as I prefer, like the recharge. And then you just let loose the brake and then hit the gas pedal, and then we are rolling. So for some people it's very unusual to get this behavior with the hybrid. About the efficiency of a hybrid, with the extra weight, with the battery, and then with the, let's say, lower fuel consumption, and of course you have energy costs. That's something everyone has to decide for themselves. I know that all the manufacturers are going not to build anymore like hybrids, like Mercedes or also Volvo. They are all switching to the electric powered cars. And maybe you hear it or not, but we just drive now in the electric mode, which was recharged. Now the gasoline engine turned on because, you know, the recharge is not so big. I mean, this was also, I think, more than thrown into the market from Volvo and not really heavily developed in that direction. But like from driving perspective, I have to say it's a very, very comfortable car. Of course, we have like here an SUV, it's a little bit higher. The suspension is higher. So it's like when you have potholes or like an uneven surface, it works very, very well. The steering, this is a electric powered steering. I have to say it's really, really good. It adapts, of course, a little bit to the speed, but the feedback is really, really good. This is like my current daily driver. I have to say, when I'm switching to the other cars, it's like really day and night comparison to that steering. So big plus to Volvo for developing that. Back to the suspension, I have to say, compared like to not SUVs like the sedan or the Estate from Volvo, I had the feeling that the suspensions were a little bit stiffer, more sporty than that SUV suspension. Also, I drove the XC90. Currently, I like the XC60 the most, like from compared to the XC90, but that's just my opinion. Because, like, you know, the engine, the size of the car, I think the XC60 is a very good combination. I will drive also the XC40, but the suspensions, like for longer journeys, very good. Also the seats, excellent seats. I think Volvo can really get to real nice, comfortable seats. And I have to say that the brakes, I'm driving all the time with the brake mode or like recharge mode. So the brakes are actually good because, you know, the electric engine stops or like increase the stopping power of the brakings. Without that, they are like, I would say, average, but with the electric engines, it's really good. Now we are rolling 40 or 30, we are rolling 30. We'll hit the gas pedal, and this is like the most, I would say, the most fun part, because we have two engines combined, and let's see what will happen. And 100. And yeah, this is actually the nicest thing, because you have this, I mean, the electric engine is not so strong, but you have this immediate torque from the lower end. So in every lights you can, doesn't matter which car it is, I think you can really outbeat them, because you have like two hearts which are accelerating. And maybe you hear that we have here the 2-liter gasoline engine, but it's also turbo and supercharged. So it feels like you have like three engines here, because you have the electric, you have the normal gasoline, turbo and supercharged, and you hear also the whining of the supercharger and high RFs. So the overall acceleration curve and band, there's like no, oh, suddenly it kicks in. No, it's not that way. It's like you have the constant torque and constant acceleration, which is really, really nice developed by the Volvo engineers. I drove like a couple of days ago supercharged V8, and from like lower revs you don't have so much power, and then when the supercharger kicks, you are getting into your seat. But that's not the case in the Volvo XC60 or the overall lineup of the Volvos with that engine. I mean, currently all of the Volvos have that engine in different evolution modes, but this is something I really, really like about that engine in the XC60. It's the T6. We have also the T8, which is even stronger. And I have to say, even it's just like only a 2-liter engine for that car. I mean, that car is also not so light. We are talking about 2 tons with the battery and the electric engine. So we did like a 0 to 100 sprint, and we had like 7.6 seconds. I mean, it's more than the manufacturer says, like 5 point something, but 7.6, it's for such a heavy car, it's still very good. If you would like to see just POV driving of me, then check out the info box and the description. I will post there also a pure POV video of me driving the XC60 without any talking, so check that out. Also high speed on the German Autobahn, so don't be afraid, we can go legally there. 185. Unfortunately, the current models of the Volvos are limited to 180. I mean, the speed shows 85, but actually GPS it's 180. I drove that car for now 10,975 kilometers, and I drove also, I don't know how much it was, maybe 600 or 700 kilometers to one place or at one time. I have to say, the seats are very, very comfortable, but you know, there are not like magic seats, so after a while, I mean, maybe it's also my seating position, but you're getting a little bit like in the pelvis, you feel it. But hey, we are talking on a very, very high level. Fuel consumption, I think this is something most of you are interested in, and I have to say my average fuel consumption is now 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers. It's not much, but that is also not very little. I have to say, for such a heavy car, I think 7.6 are totally fine. But I have to say, like when I'm commuting, I'm trying to recharge the electric engine. So on one way, I can go definitely with just pure electric. And on the back, yeah, after a couple of meters, the petrol engine will kick in. And I have to say, like the reach of the pure electric driving, Volvo in the gauge shows 35 kilometers. With the recharge, on good days, I can reach something around 42, something like that. On longer journeys, of course, like 500 or 600 kilometers, I'm just driving pure gasoline, and I think that's the reason we are at such high average fuel consumption. I mean, we can check out the board computer. Just one thing before, we are driving now 115, 116, and the noise is like 78, 80 decibels here in the Volvo XC60. So in the beginning it's quiet, but of course it's an SUV, all the wind noises, when you're getting faster, also the wind noises increases. I did a test with my Mustang, and of course the Mustang is a lot louder than the XC60 in the beginning, but after 120 they are quite even, because the Mustang is of course lower and the wind noises are not so heavy like in the XC60. So let's check out the board computer, what it says about the fuel consumption. 7.6, I mean, yeah, I think that's actually the total number. It's 10,182 kilometers, 192 hours, and we had the 7.6 liters average fuel consumption. But of course the most the most kilometers are coming when you're going on longer journeys, and then the electric engine don't really help you, because you know, after 35 kilometers we have lost all our battery. So I really enjoying like to drive electric, but I also like the whining noise of the supercharger. So I think the Volvo XC60 is currently really one of my favorite cars to drive around. I'm really curious to test other hybrids. I know that we have a GLE 350 hybrid. I'm very curious to test that in the future. To summarize that a little bit up, engine great, of course the displacement could be always bigger. Suspension comfortable, maybe a little too soft for my taste. Brakes with the Recharge, awesome. Seats, good. Overall, wind noises, journey noises could be a little bit more quiet for my taste. So one additional thing I need to talk with you about are the assistant systems. And I mean Volvo, synonym for assistant. And just quickly before the battery dies, what I actually really don't like is this collision pre-system avoiding thing, because actually there is like never such a situation where there is a real danger. It's more like there are like parking cars, or like the road changes and then there is a car and the system is like freaking out and saying, oh, there is a danger, and stop. And it stops a little bit for you, but not like full stop. And there was like one critical situation that a deer was coming to the road, like really getting out, like close to the car, and the system was doing nothing at all, not even reacted. It was like really strange. I had to full stop. This is annoying, and I would like to test it somehow, if that system in a real dangerous situation would do full stop, full braking, automatic stuff. Then there is the cruise control. I mean, cruise control itself it's a very good thing, but it's weird. I mean, you set like the cruise control or like the adaptive cruise control, you say, hey, I would like to go like 120, and then it goes like for a long time 125, for example. So that's weird. And then we have this pilot assist thing. And I mean, now you see it's like green and it's active, and actually it's somehow really getting the corners, and it drives automatically, which is really cool when you're going to a full stop. And now it's orange, I have to steer. When I'm going like to the lights or wherever I have to stop for a certain amount of time, and then it automatically reactivates again to drive again like the, I don't know, 50 kilometers per hour. So that's really cool. What is actually also very good is the blind stop. It's like, you know, and one thing I really like a lot is like the cross traffic alert system. I don't know how Volvo is calling that, but it actually, I mean, when you're getting back, like going to reverse, and it's you don't, I mean, you are not sitting in the back, you can't see the cross traffic. So Volvo have some systems, I don't know if it's like radar supported or like with cameras or whatever. It actually gives noises if there is traffic or like obstacles coming, or like pedestrians or like bikes. So I was at a certain point that I heard that noise, but I pulled back anyways because I saw there was no real danger of collision, and the system automatically full stops me. It was like a sudden brake and I was at full stop. So I think that's a good thing. This pre-collision thing is not working very well. Pilot active, cruise control, I mean newer systems, like we drove recently the BMW 530, it automatically stops at red light, and when the red light is green again, it's going again at a certain amount of speed. And you can also adjust it. For example, if there is like a road sign, then it automatically reduce the speed to the road sign, or you can set up which speed. For example, if the speed is like 70 but you would like to go 65, then it will go to 65 or 75, depends. The parking assistant, we have the dots and stuff like that. The 360 camera, very nice. Back camera, I think standard. Front camera, also very important. There is also systems with, I guess, automatic parking. I don't have it here. I used once, like in a Renault, tried it, but I was not really. Now we're stopping. It's like traffic, and the cruise control is to 90. We are at 0, and it stopped. Let's see if it will activate again. I don't trust these parking systems. And actually, LED lights. Maybe I will show you some footage. It's difficult in the dark to get it, but LED lights are in a curve. They're like, no, it's not activate again. I have to hit the gas pedal a little bit and then it drives. We have lights when you're going into a curve. They are automatically also driving with you. As I said, high beam, super practical. I love it. Here in that car, we have like distance alerts, but I don't use it. Roadside information, bliss, connected safety, cross traffic. I think. One thing. I mean, here this collision avoid system. It's automatically always on. If you turn it off and then switch on the car again, it's again on. And I mean, that's a little bit annoying. But I think nowadays it's hard to reprogram it. And now I have to, it's red, and I have also to touch it, otherwise it will have like this noise and then it will go off. And also when you, for example, have this cruise control at 120 but you're constantly driving faster than it, or lower, then it will deactivate itself. That was my review of the Volvo XC60. I am sure I didn't cover everything, but I will drive that car a little bit further. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment box. And if you would like to see more car reviews, subscribe to the channel. And I hope we see us in the next video and read us in the comment box. So stay healthy and see you next time. Bye.